The Mayans MC series finale has come and went. We've gave our opinions on it over the last few days on this channel, and now it is time to hear your guys' thoughts and opinions. Welcome back to Fog Entertainment, and we're going to do a Q&A here / theory video based on the Season 5 finale. You guys have sent in your questions, you guys have sent in your own theories, and now we're going to look at them, we're going to respond to them, and yeah, we're going to see if we can come up with some better stuff than what happened in the actual finale, because I think there were so many things that they didn't do. Maybe all the good stuff happened off screen, I can't say for sure, but a lot of the good stuff we were hoping for, we didn't really get, so I'm hoping that I don't know what I'm hoping for. Maybe a spin-off without Elgin James anywhere near it. I think that's the best
I'm hoping for some good comments and some good responses, damn it.
Will Elgin James be in the comments?
I don't think he will be.
I think he's blocked us.
I think he...
I tell you who has blocked us, JD Pardo on Twitter.
Has he?
Aye.
Explain.
Well, I don't know. I just went on to try. I was trying to get reactions from JD Pardo and I went on and blocked.
Seriously?
Aye, so, I don't know.
Fuck him.
Some comment, Mike, he must have took to heart, like. So here we go, but we'll start with...
That's a separate fed in itself.
Aye, well, go ahead. You go on the Twitter. Right, we're going to start, guys, with the most recent comments, and we'll just work our way through it. Why not? Casanova Wickens said, what you think should come next in the SOA universe? So I'm assuming you just mean what spin-off do I think will be next?
Yep, I think that's what he means. Personally...
First 9 for me. It has to be a first 9.
Right, should come next?
Yeah.
I'd go with First 9. We've had one spin-off in the future. Give us the one in the past.
I think once you get First 9 done, then do whatever you want, but I think First 9 should be the next one that we see. I also think you can add to the actual Sons of Anarchy series. Maybe you can like set things up that we maybe found out later. I just think sometimes with prequels there is like nice wee Easter eggs and stuff you can add. We've already had a sequel to Sons of Anarchy. I would like to do a prequel next. For me, that's the main thing. First 9. Then if we can get any more after that. But the way I see it, if they don't do any more sequels, if they don't do any spin-offs in a later year, in a later time, it's not like... I don't think it's necessary. If we get it, it's like a bonus. Great. But I think First 9 is necessary. And it's something that we've wanted to see for a very long time.
Yeah.
Now, if you get like a Grim Bastard spin-off, or a Swole Boy spin-off, or whatever, a Sam Dino spin-off, or a spin-off with Abel and Thomas, I mean, I'm not saying I don't want that, and I'm sure they could do good spin-offs, but for me, I would consider them like bonus spin-offs. The actual First 9 is damn near necessary. I would have took First 9 over Mayans anyway, so...
Same.
That's just me.
And you know what? I only want it if Kurt Sutter's doing it. I don't want anyone else touching it, because I feel like if anyone else touches it, they're just going to completely lose. Because
Elgin James done enough damage to SOA this series. I don't want him to do any more.
It's one thing, right, having Samcro not retaliate in the future, but see if they do stuff in the past that just makes zero sense.
Yeah, that cancels out the future. I mean,
I can't take that.
You cannot trust Elgin. You can't trust anybody really other than Sutter, because for some, Sutter's going to know exactly what he's done. You can't have somebody that wasn't involved in SOA come in and try and write a prequel to it. It's just not possible. The guy that wrote SOA needs to be the guy that does the prequel for SOA. So that's my thoughts on that. ACN5SN said, so did the pipeline not matter? Because at the end of the show they killed the Sons and didn't mention Cole or the pipeline at all, LOL. The pipeline was a joke. We were told that Cole's this guy that you cannot mess with. Cole's pretty much untouchable. And then when the pipeline goes down, we get no response for Cole. We get no scenes with Cole. No backlash for Cole. It just didn't matter. They added in that guy who's the boss of Cole. Nothing came from that. So yeah, essentially they lost the pipeline. But in the end, what did it really come into play? Like, what was the point of them showing that whole place burning down in episode 8 when they didn't do anything to combat that? That was a waste of fucking time.
I know.
See when Easy first goes out there, he's panicking about, oh shit, is there anything left? Is it all burnt down? And she's like, oh, you're worried about that? And he's like, oh, no, I'm worried about all the lives that's going to cost if we don't get this up and running. But it never did get up and running, and it never even came back in, never played a factor.
Hank did say about the pipeline in the finale, but then Easy went, I'll sort it out later. And it never got sorted later.
I just don't know why Cole's untouchable, but he can try and take on the LNG.
Yeah.
Why is Cole untouchable, but a cartel's
Cole's
not?
just one guy who like leads a band of mercenaries. He's not
Yeah, but they made it for some reason that Cole was untouchable, and I know you didn't ask about the LNG, but I mean, look at even that Soledad. Where was her? Her final scene, I think, was just standing with Potter and Galindo.
To me, someone who's untouchable is like a Potter. Who's got all this law behind him. Like, realistically, like, you kill Cole, it's not like the rest of his mercenaries are going to, like, you know, go on a revenge mission for him. Most people in that world aren't untouchable. To a degree.
Yeah, I agree. Let's move on to the next one. Shawnee No Sheep said, I certainly won't miss Bishop, that's for sure. For all the anger he threw at Penna, his ex, keeping the dirty secret about Taza and Riz, cheating on Grandma, and being an overall ass clown, his demise made me happy. I don't know how I feel about Bishop. There was times where I liked him, there was times where I didn't like him. I don't think he was the worst character, for sure, in Mayans MC. He was certainly flawed, but I don't think he... Overall, I certainly wouldn't say he was one of the worst Mayans. Far from it. I thought he was probably one of the better Mayans.
Yep.
But he was a bit shady. At the end, yeah, I mean, I think the anger that he was throwing at his ex, I don't think there was anything wrong with that, especially when you consider the backstory. She kind of blamed him and stuff for the death of his kid, so I don't think he really did anything that bad towards her. I do agree, though, that keeping the secret about Taza and Riz, but being so adamant that Easy needs punished, that's a bit hypocritical.
No, it's weird, though. See with that whole Easy thing coming out, who are we supposed to root for when they've got the club stabbing Easy and like confronting him about being a rat? Who are we as the audience supposed to root for in that situation?
The club.
Are we, though? Because they're all unlikable bastards.
Paul, I don't know. As for him cheating, well, what do you think?
Well, I just look at it, it's weird. Like this whole thing, Bishop forgives Taza. Gilly was a rat with like Angel and Coco early on, who also they teamed up with Easy. And yeah, there was not like they were going to the police, but to me, they're all hypocritical.
Yeah, no one's got their hands clean.
Like, yeah, I look at Sons, and there's so many situations where like people have got like, the moral high ground.
The only guy I was rooting for was Creeper, and he was already in prison and killed, so...
Yeah. Like, to me, I look at Bobby, and I was like, that guy's clean. He's not really did anything. I look at this club, and I'm like, the Bishop would really have a leg to stand on here, man, shit you've done.
Yeah, no, I mean, everyone was kind of dirty. I would argue apart from Creeper.
Yeah.
I think everyone was relatively dirty in Mayans. As for what he did with Grandma, I mean, yeah, he cheated on her, but that's kind of her fault for getting with this guy. I mean, she
said once that door opens, yeah, there's no going back or whatever, and
but she knew what he was like, so I don't know. Yeah, him in season 4, like snorting cocaine and stuff and getting with Trini, and I know some club members didn't agree with it because her boyfriend had literally just been killed not that long before, but...
Yeah, Diner was the one voicing the most displeasure at that.
I wonder if he said anything when he got patched in.
Nope.
Smaller
than Bishop.
Affirmation said, I know this show is about the Mayans MC and not Samcro, but having Santa Padre Charter do what they did and not face mass retaliation from other Sons of Anarchy charters was just stupid. I think what would have been better, and possibly originally was planned, was to have Samcro and the other charters to be the ones to ambush the clubhouse instead of the ATF. I believe Easy was probably destined to go out the way he did anyway, but having a storyline where Alvarez potentially has to sacrifice the Santa Padre Charter in order to save the whole club would have worked so much better than having the ATF raid it in the way they did. This would have allowed characters such as Chibs, Tig, and other Samcro members to make an appearance. Another missed opportunity was to have the show explore the brother dynamic between Easy, Angel, and Miguel. Again, what would have been better and possibly was originally planned was for Easy to hook up with Letty at some point. This was hinted at by Sutter, possibly after Gabby left him. Letty then leaves Easy after she starts resenting the club for what happened to Coco. Emily returns from being on the run and seeks protection from Miguel, but getting back with Easy, another storyline hinted by Sutter. The three brothers, all issues regarding each other, but in the end, Easy and Angel pulled together again, similar to what happened in the finale. Instead of Sam Dino and erratic Miguel, envious of the bond both Easy and Angel have, and still reeling from what happened to his mother, orders a hit on Felipe, taking him out similar to how Jax killed Gemma. Then Emily, whose character has become much colder since she returned, sets up and takes out Miguel, taking back Cristobal while pregnant with Easy's child. She is then taking out herself in the finale, similar to Sophia's storyline. This should have been wrapped up. Other stories too, like Porter's connection to the LNG, Taz's storyline, etc. Right, that's a bit of a long one. First of all, I like your idea for the pure fact that Emily would have got killed in the trailer, so that gets a thumbs up for me.
It's a plus for me.
Let's address though the first real question about it would have been better if it was Samcro
Absolutely.
that turned up at the end and not the ATF. You were speaking about that all day. You didn't even have to get Tig and Chibs. I mean, ideally it would have been great, but if you couldn't get them, all you had to do was have the cuts where you see Samcro, Red Road Original, and then have
Prez, Phoebe.
Yeah.
And then here, you already got Quinn this season. Yeah, I'm sure. I mean, I'm sure you could get. I just don't. I actually cannot believe, right? Like over the course of this show, we didn't see Tio or Rapport.
Well, hold on.
Especially Tio.
I mean, you can make a. Yeah, I agree with that. Especially the Grim Bastard's been in. That was a perfect opportunity to bring Tio in and have a bit of conflict. Oh, the Grim Bastards and Tio. Who is there any loyalty there? Or you could have done that. But like, I'm pretty sure they could have got Tig if they wanted to. I think if they wanted to go down that route, I think Tig would have been... If he was available last season, I don't see why he wouldn't be available this season. Now, Chibs appears just to not be able to... Chibs has said that he's just busy. Now, whether he doesn't want to do it or whatever, but Tig done it just recently, just last year, so I think if they wanted to have Tig in it, he would have done it, the actor Kim Coates, so... Yeah, no, I think that would have been a much better scene, having Samcro come in.
For numerous reasons, though, because if it's a Samcro Mayans shootout, no one's going to jail, and it's a question of, well, who's going to come out on top? Who's dying? With the ATF, they're either all dead or they're all getting life sentences, so...
They're going to lose either way.
Yeah.
As for the second question with the brothers, I don't know. Letty getting with Easy. Just to leave him. I don't see what connection that has with Miguel and Angel.
Yeah, I'm all for the first option, Samcro. That's what we want. That's who I thought it was. I was heartbroken when it was just ATF.
I mean, Miguel paying someone to take out Felipe. I mean, I guess that could happen. But then again, it is just basically copying what Dita did. And I don't really want to mention Dita. I don't like bringing up her name.
Do you remember those scenes when Dita and Felipe met on the rooftop? I just forgot about them though.
Let's not. But yeah, I do like the idea of Emily being the one getting taken out in the trailer. So, I mean, why not? I just don't really see what Letty has to do with it. But we definitely need to reveal it. I totally agree that with the fact that we never got to explore the brother dynamic is an absolute joke. Even if they do reveal it in the final episode, there's just not enough time there to tell the story of these three being brothers.
You need a bit of season.
Why this wasn't revealed at the beginning? It should have been revealed at the beginning. I would have done it probably... I think you could have done it end of episode 1. Why not?
I think it's a case though, like the show got, cancelled after this season. Let's be real, that's what happened. And maybe Elgin James wanted to drag it into the final season, which would have been 6, because he always wanted 6, but come on. Surely...
Well, he could have changed... No, I'm not buying that. He could have changed it up.
No, he could have, easily could have, but I think refueling it in the last episode's better than not refueling it. I mean, he had...
Well, he didn't do either.
The cards were in Felipe's hand, or Miguel's hand, the photos. They were there to be revealed, and he didn't reveal it.
Matthew Shackleton said, what would have happened if he did let Taza rejoin the club? Would he have stood by and killed Easy? Because, being a rat is fucking bad in an MC, but killing a brother for personal gain, that's right up there.
Yeah, that would have been awkward, like Bishop calling out Easy while Taza's standing there.
Yeah,
but no one knows, so what would have happened?
Yeah, I get it, but I mean, could Bishop really sit there and say that? If Taza was there? It wouldn't have worked. Would it have?
Maybe Taza would have been like, it's alright, I killed Riz.
Brodo says, did Bottles get patched in at the end? He was at the table when Bishop said back to business. Yeah, he did.
Yeah,
so,
he had the full Mayan Santa Padre patch.
I guess him killing Sophia, that was...
his way of getting patched in?
Yeah. I mean, similar to like when Nestor killed Jess, they said that was enough. I mean, is that really enough though? Killing one person gets you patched in?
I think it just shows you that these guys are just...
They're patching anybody.
Literally, like, man.
So, I don't know. Yeah, he was fully patched. I personally didn't get it because it just doesn't seem like there's enough time. There was only a 6-month time skip, so Bottles could not have been in the club any more than 6 months. Since Season 5 started, there's not been that long a time skip. I mean, there's no way, but he's been nowhere in this... He's not in a year. Nowhere close to a year. But then again, they patched in Steve, and I didn't think he was... worthy of being patched in either.
I think you could argue maybe that they just lost 2 members and they needed to patch someone in.
Possibly.
And Diners away, but didn't really know about that.
I mean, it could be that. Could be that. So we'll see what happens. I don't know. MDOPO said, well, we know it was Angel that set the warehouse on fire. Okay.
And again, that didn't even get revealed either.
Well, Easy kind of...
No, that's what I'm saying. No, like, the club did never find it. But then they would
But there was...
They would never let Angel escape, though, if they knew that.
But we never really seen Easy's, like, real reaction. Again, that was another cliffhanger. We never seen Sophia... We never seen Sophia flat out tell Easy.
I've never seen a show do this, man.
Here, your brother burnt down the warehouse. They only alluded to the fact that Sophia told Easy, and then Easy came in, and we seen Easy stare at Angel, and then that's when they did the whole happy shit. So we never actually got to see Easy confront Angel over that. Like, I don't know, just a mess.
And it's obvious he knew.
But we never got the confrontation.
Oh my god, how many secrets?
Even though Easy says at the beginning of the series, beginning of the season, whoever burnt that in that warehouse effectively tried to kill every single member.
Yep.
Like, I mean, we should have got some. See, after they took care of Happy, he should have spilled the beans, and he should have says, "If you ever do that to me again, Angel, you're dead," or something along those lines.
No, I agree, but
he just let it go. Roberta Dondo said they let Easy go out like a beezy. He beat the shit out of that big ass SOA member, and he couldn't get Gilly off. I call bullshit. I mean, I see where you're coming from, but was he really trying to get Gilly off? Even if he gets Gilly off, the other members are just going to jump on him.
Yeah, he's outnumbered, and realistically, he's a rat. He doesn't want to. What's he going to do? Kill them all?
And if he starts killing them, and probably kill Angel.
Yeah.
So I mean, I don't think he was really trying to escape. I think he was accepting his fate at that point.
Yeah, if he wanted to, he could have.
Because it didn't even look like Gilly had that much of a chokehold in it. It was kind of like awkward. The way it was almost like a hug.
Gilly was just like looking down on the ground. I don't know. Very awkward scene overall.
TJ Smith said, why didn't the actors in this show read the script and say it's terrible and throw it in the trash? Elgin James took a spin-off and straight ruined it garbage. I agree. We've seen Mike Warby complain and bitch on Twitter. Instead of bitching on Twitter and agreeing with fans that said the show sucked, why didn't he just straight up tell Elgin James, I don't like this, I don't think it makes sense for my character to do this, I want to improvise, or I want to change the script, or do this. I'm not saying like walk out, I'm not saying like completely just walk off the show and don't come back, but he could have at least protested and tried to get some things changed that he didn't believe in, rather than just going through with it. So I do think the actors have to take some blame as well, especially Mike Warby is probably the most experienced actor. I mean, Emilio's been around longer, but I think, and so is Felipe, but in terms of names, is Mike Warby the biggest name in this?
Probably up there, him and Pino.
So again, yeah, I think that I definitely think the actors could have done more and could have spoke their minds and tried to get some of the bad writing, like you said, thrown in the trash. For whatever reason, though, they didn't want to do that.
Yeah, I just don't understand why they wouldn't have done this, though. Like, I mean, surely when he's sitting there for the table read in episode 9, and he's not even in it. Like, you could see the writing on the wall from pretty early on in this season. And I get it, right? Seeing you actually hear, like, most actors talk about movies and TV shows, half the time they don't even have a clue what's going on until they actually see the final product. I get that, but Bishop, you could, across this show, you could clearly see that there was no hype. It's almost like the actors just didn't give a shit towards the end. Like, where was the hype for them? You can talk about this strike, but like, what about like a couple months ago? None of them hyping it up.
There was less hype though in general. I don't think it was just on the actors. Like, in general, it wasn't being promoted as much. Even though it was the final season, and you could argue should have got the most promotion it's ever had. I mean, I just think because season 4 wasn't that good. It maybe, I don't know. I think it did. We see the viewers. It lost a lot of viewers, so probably just that plays into it as well. There's less, like the algorithm and shit's not as high because there's less people talking about it. So yeah, no, if there's less people watching it, there's going to be less buzz and there's going to be like less articles, less videos.
I mean, maybe Michael Irby did call it Elgin James. We'll never really know, but I doubt he did. I'll say that, man. Because I think if he did, I don't think Bishop would have ended president for like 3 seconds. I'll say that.
You think that's his big concern? Hold on, so all this shite writing, your problem is that he's president for 5 minutes at the end?
Yeah, if you actually look at Michael Irby, see every tweet that was about him, he belongs ahead of the table. He was retweeting it.
I can see that, like, but at the end of the day, it's fictional, like.
He wanted to make himself look strong. Yeah, well, it's fictional, right? And I've made a hell of a lot of fids on it. It's real to me, damn it.
Right, let's move on. Christy Colour video said, the finale was upsetting, but I understand why it had to be this way. The only thing that really bothered me was, why was Potter left alive? He should have been killed also. Thoughts on Potter?
Who's killing Potter? See, his fascination with Potter has to...
Yeah, I don't get that. See, Potter just seems like one of those, like, you know, not just like one of those sneaky, slimy guys that, when he's in deep shit, comes out smelling the roses. I think Potter's the kind of guy who just always gets away with stuff.
Yeah. And there's never been a plot, right, from the Mayans or anyone discussed to wipe this guy out. Like, if we're being honest about it. Like, you look at Sons, I thought the writing was always on the wall for like a character like Stoll to die, but I feel like Potter's almost too high up for them to ever get a situation to kill him.
I don't think it's anything to do with being high up, to be honest. I just don't think he's the kind of... He always seems to get his way out of trouble.
Yeah, but some people were expecting Potter to die. I wasn't.
No, I wasn't either. I think maybe they want to keep him around for future spin-off.
I've no idea.
It's a good character to have. I don't think killing Potter really adds much. I think Potter could be much more valuable in a future spin-off than his death would be.
No, I totally agree.
And there's so many people dying in Mayans, it's like, you know, do you really need one more? I personally don't think so. I think there's enough people dying in this finale without adding Potter to it.
Yeah, I just don't understand. Like, how are they going to incorporate his death? Like, who would have killed him?
If anyone's going to kill him, it would have been the Reyes brothers earlier in the show. So
I agree.
It doesn't make sense for him to die now. Like, so, yeah. Let's move on. Dwayne said Elgin James clearly felt pressure from FX and Disney. He dropped the ball trying to satisfy them. I can almost guarantee his vision got scrapped for theirs. I don't know. Can we blame FX? Because, I mean, Kurt Sutter, SOA was on FX, and I mean, that was fine. So,
yeah, but
Disney perhaps, yes, but I don't know. Like, what direction did the show go that you can blame Disney on?
Here, maybe Disney's like, here, we want more female representation, but are Disney responsible for, here, we want you to mention Samcro and then not give us Samcro and see everything that's actually important? Make sure it's done off screen.
Yeah, I mean, you could argue that maybe Disney is responsible for, like, things like giving screen time to maybe more genders or, like, diversities and stuff like that, like racial groups, but that doesn't really make up for the bad writing. I don't think Disney's to blame for bad writing.
Like, did Disney phone him up and go, we want San Dino wiped out in a 2.5 minute scene?
No, definitely not. Now, maybe Disney said, oh, we'd like to see a female club.
Yeah, well,
that's possible. But even then, it's like the Broken Saints were very poorly written as well. They didn't add anything. I mean, if you're going to add them, like, at least have them play a pivotal part. What did they do? Nothing really at the end of the day. Even when the pipeline gets blown up at the end, it didn't even factor in. It didn't. Well, the pipeline... See, what did the Suns blowing up the pipeline achieve? In reality? Fucking nothing. What did it factor into the end of the series? Nothing.
I know.
Alright, we got Hank telling you, Cole didn't receive it. But that's all we got. It didn't actually result in getting anything with Cole. We didn't see Cole turn up at the Santa Barbara clubhouse demanding his delivery. I didn't get to see any of that shit. Anyway, let's move on. The Gamer said YACL said Taza got lucky. Easy didn't let him come back because when ATF raided the clubhouse, I think all of them got killed. Well, you're correct. I think you're correct.
Absolutely correct. Taza got his life spared. And could that be a Disney agenda? Hey, you need to keep the gay alive, damn it. Could be.
It just doesn't make sense to me. Taza, everything he got away with, it's not fair.
No, it really isn't. Just
so he can live on a beach somewhere with some big dude. It's not right. Deontay Wilder. Big Deontay Wilder. Big heavyweights in the...
with the hammer from Alabama.
Big heavyweight in the comments here said, the final scenes was a cross between Shakespeare, Julius Caesar, and the final scene in the movie Casino.
I've never watched Casino, but I know Robert De Niro's in it.
You know what? I actually thought the way they took out Easy was alright. I don't think it was that bad. I know a lot of people are complaining about it. Thought it was pretty good.
I thought it was pretty unique.
I liked it. What I didn't really like was the fact that we had Letty and the Broken Saints after it. That just was not necessary, in my opinion.
Well, the one thing I didn't really like about it is they didn't give him chance to explain anything. There was like no thought process.
Yeah, as soon as it happened, he just accepted it and said, "Easy, Angel, kill me."
Yeah.
I would have liked to have seen Easy explain why he did the things that he did. But we didn't get that.
Again, it just felt like...
Or maybe he did explain it off screen, who knows?
He might have, but no, I just think it would have been really good, him documenting his like point of view and hearing the club like react and ask questions.
Yeah, Jeff NC7GX said, "Who exactly did Easy rat out? Either I missed it or they didn't say. That Julio Caesar scene really had me freaked out and I'm still thinking about it." Then there's a reply by MRMITHO who said, "Easy was an informant on season 1. Yeah, I mean, Easy was an informant, but he didn't really rat out anyone in the club, to be honest. He was just giving information on like the cartel and stuff and other people that were involved with the club, but
I would say it was similar to Chibs giving up Jimmy in season 2. Because he didn't give up the club, he gave up the IRA.
Yeah, I think there's a possible way for Easy to not die if he... I think it's what he does in season 5, really, that affects it. Killing Creeper, that's probably That's the line in the sand. Once he does that, he is, it doesn't matter if he didn't.
Yeah, I know guys, there's probably people sitting at home going, "Nah, but the Mayans have killed plenty of their own." I totally agree.
As Denzel Miu said, "The dwarf sister and the cartel disappeared from existence."
Yep. Yeah, you need to kill Ezekiel Reyes. That died, didn't it?
Yeah, that was the first point. I mean, what was the actual point of that? The LNG, the dwarf sister, what did that add to the series? Fucking nothing.
Nothing whatsoever. Just took screen time from us. Awful actor. I don't want to bury her too much, but come on.
I just don't see why they had that in.
I mean, I hear Bishop's selling his booster seat. He doesn't need it anymore, so she can take it.
It was fucking pointless. 2, you had a whole bunch of introduced characters who had no point and weren't necessary. Example, the CM Punk character taking turns with Gilly banging the girl in command of their unit. One of them knocks her up and then there's a son. All these characters inside dramatic storyline had no point. I mean, I agree with that, but I don't think that was the worst one. No. For me, Hank and his mum and the Sophia one were worse for me. Plus, by the time we get to season 5, there's just no reason to have let Hope still around.
Especially the Sophia stuff, right? At least with the Hank and Gilly stuff, that stuff probably should have happened back in season 1 and 2 to give them development. Not Sophia, they just never needed that. They're club fucking members, man. Give them development, but not in the final season. Hank's mum was still decrepit back in season 1, so why couldn't she have been in a home then?
Yeah, that's the only thing I will say. I mean, people claim this show just went downhill because Sutter left. Sutter, in the first 2 seasons, he done a really bad job of developing the club members.
Yeah, like what you could say is Sutter forces Elgin James's hand, and I need to give these guys development.
And it's like by the time they starts giving characters development in season 3 and 4, it's kind of like too late. It's like we don't really care about them anymore.
Yeah, if someone's been irrelevant for like more than half of the show, it's like, well, when should I start caring, man? But if you look at Sons, I mean, I guess Juice doesn't really get like a main storyline until like season 4. But then Kurt Sutter knows what he's doing. Elgin James, I don't know.
Yeah, 3, after visiting his aunt in the nunnery, Miguel seems to be a changed man, taking over a path of good after his sacrament of confession. Did he really kill Emily's sister, or is it just assumed?
I think it's just assumed. I think there's really no proof.
Well, Louise walks in, she screams, and a gunshot goes off. Like, to me, that's pretty much he killed her. And now, you could argue it happened off screen, but what else? Did he do? Fire a warning shot?
Well, I mean, if we be real about it, Bishop and Taza were discussing details, and a shot went off there, and Bishop didn't kill Taza. Could have just been a warning shot.
What actually was that shot?
I don't know.
No, that shot was outside your tool.
Yeah, but we thought it was... That's what I meant.
No, I mean, that's not the way you explained that.
I said a shot goes off. I didn't say it was inside the room.
You said a warning shot. That shot was from fucking Kanchi outside.
I'm talking... that was a warning shot. Point is, right, I just don't believe that Miguel thinks he could get back with Emily and she'd live this life knowing that he just killed her sister.
Well, he knows she's not going to willingly get back to him. That's why she was like a prisoner.
Yeah, but then like giving her like these freedoms, like as each episode went by. Here, you can spend a tenner in the grocery shop next day. £12, baby.
Yeah, but she was always with Louise or somebody.
Who was fucking... Yeah, and how many times she went through the exit door? I know you're trying to leave, Mrs. Galindo, but hey, I didn't kill your sister.
And the last point is, Easy's girlfriend, all of her baggage as well as the dog, no point. I mean, I agree, didn't need Sophia's baggage, and as for the dog, just never liked the dog. No offence to Sally. I'm a dog person. I would have just preferred to see, I don't know, a dog that I like a big fluffy golden Labrador.
Yep. This
big golden retriever.
I don't really give a fuck, man, about what the dog is. It's just filler. How many times do you need to see a dog go up to Sophia and be like, "Hey, you're pregnant"? I mean, what they do?
And I think people are so, I don't know, people are just so easily pleased now. It's like adding a dog in. People are going to be, oh, a dog, I want to pet the dog. If the dog dies, I riot. It's like, what the fuck? I know they added a dog into The Walking Dead to give to Daryl, and people are like freaking out as if it's like the best thing ever. It's just a fucking dog at the end of the day. Doesn't really add much. Now, I'm not saying dogs aren't important. Of course, to you personally, yeah. A dog that you own, you will love, but a dog in a TV series ain't going to be in great scenes. It's not going to give dialogue. It can't speak. It's like, how much can you really grow to love a dog in a fictional show?
Yeah, unless it does things like kill people who are attacking its owner, but this dog did nothing, man. Bottles kills Sophie and the dog goes, "That's me a foot treats for a week."
Yeah, moving on. Punnett said, I wonder why they didn't show the shootout at the end. I also wonder why Samcro wasn't mentioned. Happy was an OG and they're not going to avenge him. Well, I mean, nothing's really showed in this show. They missed out a lot of things, so the shootout doesn't really surprise me, but I do agree it would have been badass to see Santa Padre go out. I mean, how long would it have took? Maybe 60, 90 seconds?
Yeah.
Wouldn't have took that much longer to do, so I think it would have just been great to see the entire clubhouse having to try and defend themselves as the ATF come in, and because just seeing them go out like badasses rather than see them go out off screen, but whatever.
I see for Sam Crow though, right? See when we get this sequel later down the line, like obviously when Sun starts, like the Mayan War happened 15 years before with JT. You don't really hear them talking about members, but then again, apart from JT, no real members had been established. Seeing the Ibble and Thomas sequel in the future, surely Happy's going to have to get brought up, and there's probably going to be a reference like, well, ATF got to them before we did.
I was thinking that, yeah.
Which,
how long were they waiting though?
Yeah, like, you know what? I don't think it's the most show-breaking thing ever. I guess they could just come off of that, look what happened to Santa Pat, they got their fair dues.
Yeah, but you know what,
as Henry Lynn's uncle said, the revenge comes from doing. Remember he said that?
No, definitely. You want to do it yourself, and I've heard people say that maybe they wanted to wait until this war boiled over. Wouldn't this be your best chance of getting revenge?
Why would you wait till the war's over to do it?
While they're distracted, while you could team up with Sam Dino. It would just make more sense to join forces with Sam Dino. But, no, I don't really get it. User DP6 said UAFG3. He said, I think the new series will show the first war with SOA and the Mayans over the California patch. I mean, you could incorporate that into First 9. That could be a later season in First 9.
I'd rather that. Or else it would just feel far too much like the past 2 seasons of Mayans.
Yeah, I don't think I want to see the first war with SOA already established. I would like to see the First 9. And I'd be happy. The thing is, people it's hard because people want to get straight into the action straight away, but I'd be happy if they did a First 9 and the club's not assembled when it first starts.
I want it to start in Fate now.
I'd like to see that. And
couple of episodes of Piney fucking saving JT or something.
Then maybe
with, all the rest of them. Nate.
Maybe even if they did the finale, the club just forms in the finale. I don't know, but are people going to hang around for that? If people are tuning into First 9, they probably want to see the first scene as the club already been established. So it depends, but if they did First 9, I'd actually like to see it start before the club is put into play. Whether they want to wait till like the end of the season 1 to do that, or maybe a couple of episodes in, or the end of the first episode, it's up to them. But I'd like to see them actually develop the characters.
What I want is to see all the black helicopters going into Vietnam with Fortunate Son playing. It ain't me. Because that is what Vietnam's all about.
Yeah. I just want to kill... Oh, Jesus Christ. I just want to kill myself, IG said. I feel like Isaac's death was a statement by the writers that the network forced him to end the show prematurely. Before Easy kills him, Isaac says, this can't be it. There has to be more. I'm not ready for this to end. Then Easy pees on his dead body, which is how the writers felt they were being treated. I definitely agree with everyone that the finale and this entire last season had way too much going on, but having this scene in the beginning seemed like an acknowledgement / apology from the writers.
I think it's more just Isaac is like this crazy guy, and he's like, I've lived this crazy life, this can't be it. Killed in an alleyway. Surely there's more than this.
No, but I like this comment.
No, I like the comment too. But let's be real, I say there is another season, right? What happens with Sam Dino to drag out another season? Like, what actually happens then? I'm under no illusion this was rushed, but what happens? What would Elgin James have done differently? We'll never know. But realistically, I wouldn't be surprised if he just got killed another, pretty much a similar way like this if it wouldn't be not in season 6.
Possibly, I don't know, but I like this comment. I like this idea. Whether it's true or not, we'll see. There's a couple of comments replying to it. Aaron Lover said not a bad theory. They could have done so much more of another season, like the cartel shit. El Barba Negra said this was exactly my thought. That and when Bishop says that Easy, quote, not the only one who reads Shakespeare. Bitch, I felt that was a jab at Sutter for some odd reason. Noble Renegade said that's 100% the writer's own fault. James proved seasons ago he was over his head. They made a choice to add all these extra plots when they didn't have to. Again, I do agree with that. And then Noble Renegade said that it was so cringy, this show was so much more pretentious than Sons ever was. No, I agree with all that stuff, really. Matthew Shackleton said, I'm still laughing that the only OG member at the table was Hank. In the end, everyone else had done shady shit. Also, Sutter knew about the MC world and had the understanding of the 1% meaning, but also knew how to tell a good story that could join them together. This James dude didn't know any of that, and that's why it's a mess. I'll end my rant with this show is so fucking shit. Yeah, no, I agree. Hank probably is the only member. Once Creeper got killed, Hank's probably the only member that didn't really do any shady shit. I mean, you could argue he was secretly reporting to Alvarez about everything the club was doing, so he was kind of like snitching on his fellow members to Alvarez, which is kind of like a bitch move, like a teacher's pet kind of move.
Yeah, and he was doing it on Bishop. Bishop was like, we need to get this charter back to what it was.
Yeah, I didn't really like that, but I mean, I guess you could argue he's not snitching on the club to an outsider. He's reporting back to his prez. But yeah, no, I thought it was a very unlikable.
Yeah, but him reporting that could literally have resulted in, like, Bishop's death or something. If Alvarez really wanted to take it to the extreme.
I thought it was poor and very pathetic, to be honest. But
no, but Hank's been a part of cover-ups, man. Look at him with Taz. He wanted Taz back and his arse went.
Well, that's not him doing shady shit, man. Pathetic and spineless, maybe.
I mean, what about when Diaz gets killed? I mean, fucking Oakland, he was a brother with him, and he's just willing to fucking let it slide. We don't even get a scene like we hear. I don't agree with this.
True, you could argue that's shady shit, but I mean, you could also argue, well, he was just more loyal to his charter than he was the club.
You know, but that's like blind loyalty. Why can't you be your own person? Like, yeah, I'm back. I back this charter to the
True,
hills, but what the fuck? I don't. This stuff just can't happen.
I know, but if he's willing, if he makes a deal out of that, would they not just kill him as well?
True, but come on, come on, man.
Well, I think after Civil War, the Mayans basically told us, look, the overall Mayans club isn't really what's important. It's more of a charter-to-charter thing.
I just feel like the Sons, they could have like civil disagreements without killing each other.
And if they did kill some, it was a big... Well, Jack's met Mr. fucking Mayhem because of it. So...
When was the last time I actually got a vote in the Mayans?
True, but there was never any civil war really in Sons. I know they had the disagreement with Sam Bell, but I mean, that was kind of two members going rogue. Aaron Lover said, nothing ever came of Angel burning the warehouse. That was the last scene of season 4, for Christ's sake. Miguel Mojia said nothing came about the Mayans going against the cartel, killing Diaz and Jinx, killing Happy, killing Glindo's mom. Reyes never found out Miguel was their brother. Samcro never did anything. The big SOA war turned out to be the biggest pile of crap. Show gets a 4 out of 10 from me. 4 out of 10 is not far off my rating, to be honest. I'd probably give it a wee bit higher than that, maybe a 5. If you're feeling generous. Possibly a 6, but not any more than that.
I'd probably give the show a 6 out of 10. I thoroughly enjoyed it at points, but the final seasons was kilted.
But no, this guy is right. I mean, nothing came of a lot of this shit. Cartel, killing Diaz, killing Happy, even the Glindo mom thing. As soon as Miguel finds out, he just doesn't do anything because Felipe says, "Oh, we're your family." I mean, so many things just never got answered. Aaron Glover said, the cartel and the pipeline shit, Angel not even know Adelita's dead, very big missed opportunities. I mean, yeah, Angel just thinks that Adelita walked out and that the pipeline was garbage. The cartel, just no need to add it, really. Hector Gonzalez said, dude, Mayans MC finale was a dark, dark episode in my opinion. I think that the producers of Season 5, more specifically the finale, decided to shove every storyline down that episode and failed to answer a lot of plot endings and developments that literally turned into nothing and had great potential for something but wasted for whatever reason. Like, for example, what was the point of Bishop not even questioning for a second the easy rat topic when he himself killed the VP of a charter and the Diaz character was killed for no reason? Easy brought the Mayans to the top and not even investigating that topic when at the end they were killed by cops. My point is, a lot of questions were left unanswered, and those plot lines could have been answered into a better Season 5 and finale. Kurt Sutter definitely needs to have fingerprints in that story universe, because damn it, the Mayans looked way more savage than Samcro, but that's saying a lot when we're talking about Clay, Tig, Bobby, and etc. The Mayans season finale is give a D+, and I'm being humble with it.
Yeah, I agree with that, and it's just, goddamn, man. These comments are... You know, we're not getting many comments I don't disagree with.
Are you any in-depth on that, or...?
No, I agree with it.
What, anything in particular you agree with?
Well, it's like, the thing about Bishop, like, yeah, he literally just, like, they just stand by, and, like, they kill Diaz, and they kill... I mean, he's the one that actually shot Jinx. It's just all hypocritical. I hate that about characters when they're hypocritical about people, and they've done it themselves. To me, it's just ridiculous things like that coming out.
Right, okay. We'll move on. Jude Shackleford said, I think it would have been awesome if at the beach Angel and Maverick was there. Easy comes up behind and puts his arm on his shoulder and we got out just in time, brother. Replies, with all the stab wounds, nah. Jude Shackleford 99 said it's survivable. I'm going to have to disagree here. After all those stab wounds and then...
No, they just let him walk?
Nestor, like, walking up and stabbing Easy through the fucking heart. Do they just, like, let Angel walk out of there and take Easy to the hospital? And then Easy and Angel survive together? Happy ever after? I don't think that's going to work.
No.
So, nah.
I thought maybe he meant like it was like a vision that Angel had. Or something, but why would Easy leave the club?
Well, he's not leaving the club, he's getting fucking kicked out.
I think he'd want revenge.
What, taking down a whole club by himself?
I don't know, this is fucking ridiculous, man. I just said I wouldn't disagree with anything but this.
Well, let's move on.
It's survivable. I'd like to see whoever's commented this get stabbed 9 times and then the final one right through their fucking heart.
See how good you're doing, mate.
At least with Jax's death, I think it is survivable to a degree, but the amount of blood you've seen just rules it out. If we didn't see the blood, I could have said yes.
I head-on collision with a fucking massive truck.
Your JT survived for a few days, I'll let you know.
I didn't just fucking lay there. May as well have been on life support.
It's survivable. Keyword. Survivable.
TJP said little was done to develop the characters on the Mayans as opposed to the Suns. That's one of the reasons why it was so popular. I mean, I agree. You look at all the characters in the Suns and in the club, and they're all specific. They've all got like individuality, like traits and stuff like that. They're all different. The Mayans, you just didn't really get that. It felt like outside one or two, it was just a bunch of Mexicans.
Yeah, like Hank and Gilly just feel like the exact same character.
Suns they all had like different personalities, whereas Mayans MC, they didn't get that, and they didn't really start to give you their own kind of like character, like individual personal storylines until when it was too late. So, no, I agree with that comment. I mean,
look at Riz and Taza early on. Looked like the exact same person.
Pat Taza had like 30 years on him, but
Nah, something else. But yeah, man.
I just think like if someone died in Sons at the end of season 1, no matter what member of the club it was, like you would have been upset, and they each had their own like individuality, like and their own character. So no matter who died, you would have been upset. But it's like if someone died in the Mayans, Santa Party, it would just been it didn't matter who died really, as long as it wasn't like Easy Angel or Coco or probably Bishop because he's Prez, then it wouldn't really matter.
No, I agree.
Like, see, Riz might have died in season 2, but would anyone have fucking cared if it was Creeper or Gilly? Would it have made any difference? Or Hank?
No.
I don't think so. Whereas in Sons, at the end of season 2, no matter who dies, it's gonna, they're all different. It's gonna have a major effect. Tig's different from Chibs, Bobby's different from Chibs, Opie's different from Juice. Like, they're all different characters, whereas the Mayans, I just didn't really see that.
No. No, because, like, yeah, you're right, because in Sons, they're all different, these different connects.
They play different roles as well.
Like Jax is, like, close to certain members in, like, Samcro. See, Santa Padre, who would you say Gilly's closest with?
Well, only Coco and Angel, but that's because they were...
Yeah, but would you say Gilly's really close with Angel? When was the last time Gilly and fucking Angel interacted? You thought, those two are
No,
close?
I think it was only because they had that story where they were obviously going with Adelita and shit.
And, like, who's Hank close to?
Well, he bum like whoever's the president, so I'd say Bishop. Right, I'm that guy. Said, what if Alvarez didn't kill his son in SOA Season 1? Would have been sent down to Santa Padre instead of Bishop, and what would that club would have looked like? Also, do you think since the show was cancelled, they just jammed everything that they were planning for into Season 6? This season, that's why Season 5 was completely all over the place, because honestly, if you take out everything that wasn't Mayans versus Sons, it could have been definitely enough for an entire Season 6 storyline, leaving Season 5 just being Mayans versus SOA. Yeah, no, I agree, but if you end at Mayans versus SOA in Season 5, is what's left? Is that really enough to go a full season?
No, but...
No, there probably is, but like from what they showed, it's like... So the entire Season 6 would have just been, the pipeline and the brother storyline and the club finding it a bit easy?
Well, I think realistically it should have been as like half a season war, half a season the fallout of the other stuff. But if you look at Sons, man, Sons incorporate it all into one. Look at Season 4. You've got a war against the cartel and you've got like the letter storyline. All this shit happening at once. What's this? This show can't deal with... I've never seen a show where you get scenes back to back that just do not lock in with each other.
And then you maybe get something important, but they don't revisit that for like another 3 episodes' time. Doesn't make a lot of sense. Vegan for Life 660 said, you think they took inspiration from the Warriors this season with all the new clubs, the Lizzies, and Easy's attempt at the Cyrus speech? From Warriors? Is that a show?
I've never watched it.
Capped Hook said, I also felt that vibe. Ryan Spell said, no member Samcro last episode. Tig O Chibs. I don't really get that. I don't know, mate. I don't know. Vegan for Life. I'm not sure if that is a show you're talking about. I'm not entirely sure. Yeah, I think the lesbian gang, motorcycle gang's just been woke, to be honest. I think that's all that is. Although, I mean, they already had a show full of, in their own words, strong, independent women. Did they really need to force more women in?
What I would say with the Broken Saints, as bad as they were, at least they weren't really, going toe-to-toe with other gangs. That's what I will say.
Yeah, because I had a really bad feeling that Sam Dino were going to get wiped out in similar fashion that they did, but only it was going to be the Broken Saints teaming up with the Mayans to do it. And you could have argued from a storyline sense that would have made more sense, considering SOA came in and Sam Dino came in and like burnt their place down and killed one of their members, but for some reason they kind of just dropped that story altogether, and we don't even know what happened to the president of Broken Saints. Kind of just left that. Last time we seen her, she was getting pistol whipped, and she was never... Was that her getting killed? I don't know.
It shows you, like, Easy got pistol whipped, he no sold it, she gets pistol whipped, and she's fucking...
That's her dead, that's her never returning. Mark R said, my theory is that it was an opening ending to bring back certain characters later on for spin-offs. In case certain characters don't want to come back, they can say they died at the shootout. My theory that Elgin James won't be getting another job anytime soon is confirmed. I don't know. I think as soon as one member of Santa Padre engages in Shootout, the other members are just going to back him.
Yeah, like, it would look weak if Bishop surrenders while all the rest of his charter's dead.
Yeah, as soon as we get like one or two members opening fire, and then you've got the ATF killing them, the rest of the members, whether they think it's a good idea or not, at that point are surely just going to get in a... Like, that doesn't end with... The situation that we're in doesn't end with certain members getting arrested.
And certain members getting shot.
It ends when either the ATF are wiped out or the Mayans are wiped out. Now, the only thing you could say is, I mean, we don't know. Like, we're only assuming that it's the ATF that won.
And if they're in the Templo, there's only one way in.
So you could argue the ATF. I mean, look, there's no guarantee that the Mayans died.
Say the Mayans wipe out the ATF.
Do they just go outside and then they take out Potter and Cody? Like, you know.
Yeah, but they're on America's Most Wanted list.
And there was a shitload of ATF people there.
They were outnumbered about
3-1, I'd say 4-1.
Fuck, easily than that, man.
So I think the likelihood is ATF.
For Potter to be standing outside smug.
Yeah,
The probability for them to actually survive is non-existent. I mean, what do they have? A couple of pistols?
Yeah, it's not like in the Sons of Anarchy when Jimmy just gets 4 guys and you think that's going to be enough to take out fucking 2 clubs. Don't know what Jimmy was thinking back then, but no, I think the ATF just wiped the floor with the Mayans, but We'll see. I mean, I think the only thing you could argue is that maybe a couple of members would maybe get shot and actually survived it and just end up in jail. I think that is a possibility. Perhaps,
realistically, though, none of these guys are getting out.
But yeah, once the shooting's happening, it's shooting to kill.
Because you've got to bear in mind, it's not only the shootout they're going to go to jail for. You've got Easy's body that's probably there. You've got the fact that Celio ratted them out, and then in fact you've got Sophia's body there. All those crimes.
Yeah.
So it's game over.
Plus, Cody said she wanted them dead. I don't think she wanted them in jail. And Potter, I don't think wants them alive either. I think this is a shoot-to-kill operation.
Yeah, because realistically, like, I mean, they're all corrupt.
Yeah,
just how the Mayans open fire first.
I don't think Potter went in here. I want you to make sure you don't kill anybody and bring everyone out alive. It probably sent them in with the exact opposite mission.
But an intriguing thing I will say is, do we know if it's just Santa Padre? Could have been a few other Mayan charters that raid it or something. But then again, Cody only wanted these guys dead. But maybe there was maybe these guys were the only ones that killed, but like Yuma.
Well, it's Santa Padre that are doing all this shit, so I can't imagine they just went to every charter.
No, I mean,
Santa Padre's a charter that deserves to be wiped out.
No, they do.
So
I would only like it to be Santa Padre.
Marcy Phillips 8682 said, I watched finally last night, so the big war was a baseball bashing. Laughed my fucking ass off. Angel had to kill Easy. That made me sad, but Easy needed to go. And then after that, they're all killed by cops and Lincoln Potter gets away. He's fucking crazy. Props to the guy who plays him. Yeah, I know. The big war. I can't believe the big war results in a baseball bashing. I said this before, but it kind of reminds me of Grand Theft Auto. It's like when you start off in the early missions, like you might be given a baseball bat to go and beat someone up with. But then, like, the later you go, you get the big M4s and all this shit, M16s, shotguns. It's like, we seen in Season 4, they were doing these drive-bys, they were going in, wiping out the clubhouse, and then the last act is a baseball bat.
Yeah, it just doesn't work. I'm sorry, it does not work. Yes, you want to isolate the Sam Dino members that killed Felipe, but for fuck's sake, man, logical sense, it just does not work.
I just don't see how you go for drive-bys, like, completely invading clubhouses and shit and wiping out every member there to a baseball beating.
Like, see in Season 4 of Sons, you've got the Lobos wiping out, like, Mayans, wiping out Niners, wiping out the Sons at the clubhouse. See that scene where you've got the minefield? Did they go in with RPGs and assault rifles or fucking crowbars? Answer me.
Yeah.
They went in with RPGs. Think going with crowbars. Throwing knives. KB788 says, why didn't Galindo reveal to Angel and Easy they were brothers? I don't know. I feel like Easy shot him down and Miguel went, well, fuck it, why am I going to try and make time for these guys? And I guess he can't really tell Angel because then the Angel would just tell Easy, I guess.
I blame Easy on that, but I mean, I guess Miguel could have just said it and walked off, but Whatever.
Family.
Vegan for Life said Angel knew when he seen the photos Easy and Glinda were about to die, so I guess they thought it was pointless for them to acknowledge it.
Yeah, but they don't know that. The characters don't know that.
Yeah.
The script knows it, but we don't know it. That's cheap.
And even if they're going to go it doesn't matter. Does it fucking matter? It's the last episode anyway. Whether they die or survive, it's the last episode.
You could say, well, Glinda, they know Glinda's going to die, so why is it the funeral? Should she not be enjoying his last day on Earth?
Yeah, definitely. Mr. Wolf said they never once mentioned their biggest rival, which was the Niners, and never once their tight relationships with the Chinese and Nero's crew. Then you got that the Sons doesn't avenge Happy, it's a joke. What happened with the cartel situation? It was like a kindergarten kid was written this shit so sad it had a lot of potential.
It did have a lot of potential. Guess the triads were basically wiped out. But yeah, the 1-9ers so
yeah, that's true, because in SOA, the 1-9ers and the Mayans are constantly the heroin trade and the who owns the streets, whereas the Sons try and stay out of that shit. But we never got a single mention of the Niners. Now, I mean, could you argue the Niners are more like an Oakland thing? And not necessarily down here.
Yeah, but we've seen a lot of Oakland, man. We've seen Alvarez in the early season.
Yeah, how come he's never brought up, we're having trouble at the moment up with the Niners pushing back on us?
And Tyler? Now, when they had the Samcro sit-down, again, you're in that world, fucking use it.
Yeah, I didn't really get that. I'll tell you what, we don't really bring this up, but I mean, I think a Niners could be a possible spin-off.
It could be. I'd no real issues.
It'd be different for bikes.
Aye, why not?
But I don't know if that could happen or not. I guess we will see. Up next, we've got Free Wells saying, why didn't the writers let Glinda share the letters he had at the funeral so that Easy and Angel knew that Glinda was her brother? What a wasted storyline. I agree. It's why set the whole thing up? Season 4 cliffhanger. Felipe reveals that he is Glinda's dad. Yeah, we got a couple of scenes with Glinda and Felipe, but I mean, we need it. We need it more. Yeah,
we did need more, and I just don't really I don't get it. But you had about 5 different times Miguel told Felipe, hey, you're not my daddy. For what? No payoff? Then he goes to his funeral anyway?
It just didn't make sense to me.
Miguel, we can talk about Michael Irby feeling hurt. I think Miguel in Season 5 was fucking useless.
Well, he didn't really do much in Season 4 either, did he?
Crouching down, about 1 foot off the ground just to get near Soledad's level.
I think Elgin James has certainly got this thing where he just... I believe, in my opinion, Elgin James was treating this as if it was like a big family and not an actual TV show, because he just seemed to not want to write out any characters before we got to the end. I look at Miguel, and I think him just going off in Season 3 would have been better. What did he really add in the final 2 seasons? Now, I get coming back if they're going to reveal the whole brother thing. But the fact that they didn't really reveal that and only Felipe knew and told Glinda, was there any point of Glinda coming back? What did they really add? Him being in Mexico and then living miserable with his fucking wife? To me, the guy should have just fled at the end of Season 3 and that was it.
Yeah, but back in Season 3, he probably had different ideas for what he wanted to do.
I mean, yeah, I think you could have ripped both Emily and Glinda at the end of Season 3 and that would have done it. But there was so many times, Letty and Hope shouldn't have been in Season 5 either. I just think the guy wanted everybody to make it to the final.
Literally, man. You could look at up until episode 7, no one fucking died.
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, but Lobo, that little rascal. I remember him.
He was just patched in to die, though. Fuck, he wasn't really a full-time, he wasn't a main character. Young Ats said, what do you think Kurt would have done if he was still in charge?
I'm not going to pretend that Kurt Sutter would have did the greatest job imaginable. It still would have been nowhere near Sons. But based off the first 2 seasons, I'm not even too convinced he would. I don't even think he would have did a Sons versus Mayan War.
Well, I don't know. Maybe with the death of Tommy at the end, they're kind of setting that up. We'll never know. That's the thing, but I definitely think that Kurt Sutter would at least carried out the stories that were set up, like the whole brother thing. We would have definitely got a reveal out of that, 100%. And I just think the big stories that were set up would have just had better endings, but I mean, we don't know what Kurt Sutter would have done.
Kurt Sutter's got sway. I feel like with Kurt Sutter, he would have got Chips back, he'd have got Robert Patrick back,
Yeah, I mean, plus, I mean, by the time we get to season 5, we don't know how much of Sutter's vision that Elgin James is using. I mean, by the time we get to season 5, I mean, Kurt Sutter might not have wanted any of that stuff in season 5.
See, we don't even see the Civil War.
I think you can ask the question, what would Kurt Sutter have done in season 3? But I don't know if you can really ask the question, what would Sutter have done in season 5? Because we've had 2 full seasons that Elgin James has been telling the story and not Kurt Sutter. So by the time we get to season 5, it's not Kurt Sutter's story anymore.
For me, I don't think Kurt Sutter would have writ a civil war between Mayans. I don't think he would have done that, personally. I don't think he would even have brought Alvarez back to the club. You've got to ask these questions.
Yeah, I think
I think he would have killed more people off. Absolutely.
I think once you give up the cut, that's you kind of done. I don't know. I think Kurt Sutter did kind of follow the MC code more, whereas Elgin James didn't.
You do have to. I mean, Kurt Sutter actually went and fucking sat with a motorcycle gang for like 3 years. Yeah, what did Elgin James do?
I know that Alvarez was the first 2 and all that stuff, right? And he's the main man, but he left the club to go and work for the cartel, then just came back and assumed the president role. And then you got Isaac, who was a junkie, and just came. I don't believe that flies with either of them.
No.
I'd say the Alvarez one's probably more believable.
Because he's top man.
But even he left though. Once you leave, you're not top man anymore.
That's it.
Look at Thingy in season 7. Nero. He's trying to tell the BSATs.
The Bizlats?
The Bizlats, whatever they're called. And they're like, hey, it's not your club anymore, I say. You walked away.
Hey, Jackson, man, this is too much heavy, but this gotta be Armadillo's decision, not mine.
I think that's how it works, man. As soon as you walk away, like, I'm not saying you couldn't come back into the club, but I highly doubt you'd come back in as praise.
Yeah, it's like T.O. Would he just fucking run his crew again?
Yeah, I mean, they'd maybe accept them back in, but they're hardly going to be like, you can just be the leader and pretend nothing happened. Patrick Marlon said, I believe Mayans is about to get ripped apart in the north. They killed SOA in the South Cal, but I think the north SOA is stronger. And do you think Angel took the body of Easy with him? Because they drove off in the car and he had to because Mavericks was with him. I
didn't even see him driving off in a car. I need to rewatch that.
I didn't see him drive off in the car.
It was Letty that drove off.
I seen Letty drive off in the car. I mean, he could have took his body with him, but I mean, even if he did, like, I don't see what that's really going to do. Did he get him cremated? Did he bury him somewhere? I don't know. He's still dead at the end of the day.
Exactly, man.
Liam Dooley said, why did Samcro not avenge Happy? He was a core member, and I'd argue one of the most loyal of them. Oh yeah, not even a mention from any other of the Sons or Samcro about his death. Well, I mean, we did get the mention from Quinn, but he didn't really give a fuck. He was too busy fucking fixing his bike. Jeff said, it was brought up one time after the murder. James Hinshaw said, mine's too poor to afford Samcro to appear again, unfortunately. Yoga Bagadad said, yeah, since Kurt Sutter left, no one showed up much. Judy Artist said, horseshit, I agree with you totally. So ridiculous, man. Not even a mouse fart of revenge for Samcro. I mean, we can blame it on Kurt Sutter leaving or the Samcro members not wanting to appear. I'm not buying that. You could have just had them send down a couple of fucking new actors that we've never seen before, and they could just have been sent down for Samcro to assist Sam Dino in the war, and they could say, we're here for Happy. Something as simple as that.
Like Sam Dino, look at them. Isaac wanted them to kill Angel because of Isaac's Packer's brother's death, but yet Happy, but who they all know about. Terry, hey, they killed Montez, we need to go to war. What about Joker and Hoysier? Why can't they be like, here, those fuckers killed Happy? Mother Charter.
What if the final scene we thought was Angel just staring into the ocean with his son, with his tattoos blacked out, and then a Reaper just came up, Sam Crow, shot him in the back of the head?
I would have preferred that. It's just like no one escapes this world.
Perfect Taza.
Aye, perfect Taza.
The only way to get out is to be gay.
Taza wearing a Reaper.
Possibly. And last but not least, Nick CB5KM said, why did the writers think that Isaac going out like a bitch was a good idea? Let him get a punch or two in, fire his gun at Easy while he runs away, literally something. Yeah, I know, I agree. It's the guy could not have looked any worse than this. He did throw a few punches, but he didn't connect with any of them. Both of them got blocked. I get it. Isaac's a bit older. Easy is younger. Easy looks stronger. I guess Easy is more used to getting in fights, whereas Isaac might just seem like a junkie who orders shit and doesn't really... He's not... I get it. Easy is definitely, out of the two, Easy is the more physical guy.
It's a fight for your life, man. You try to tell me that...
No, I agree. I just don't see any reason why Isaac couldn't have got a punch in, or maybe he had a knife, like, in his back, I don't know, in his fucking ankle or something, or pocket carrier or whatever, and maybe got a quick stab on Easy, and that allowed him to gain the upper hand for a bit. The fact that he didn't get in any offense whatsoever, I thought was fucking made him look incredibly...
And Joker, he'll just stand there, like fucking deer in the headlights.
You could maybe forgive Joker because he was closer to the door and maybe didn't really realise what was happening. But as soon as the shots go off, why the fuck are the rest of the Sons just standing there waiting for whoever's coming in to get closer down the back of the bar?
No, but not the thing is, right? It's not... See, if you looked around the scene, I didn't even see one Sons member getting a bit of offence in.
No, they're all getting barred. Just took it the baseball bats, like champs, as Negan would say.
Why couldn't somebody on the stage have just jumped up with an AR, man, fired into the crowd or something? Come on.
I just don't believe that nobody was carrying.
I know, and why are they not carrying?
Look at... It doesn't matter what situation... Look at when the Sons go to Belfast and they leave the Chips' family are there and they said, we'll bring her back later. And then one of the Casey brothers goes, are you lads carrying? And like every single member, they just like open up their jacket and they've all got guns.
Clay's fucking got little Jacob's stash in his pocket.
I'm just not believing that there was a concert going on here and none of these Sons were carrying.
And why are they at a concert? Why is Isaac at a fucking concert? Middle of war. They just had a botched hit on Angel. And what are they doing?
Doesn't really surprise me, to be honest.
Oh my god, man. I'm not... see, what happened to lockdowns? Look at Sons locked. Get Tacoma down here.
Oh, I wonder why Was Isaac not wondering where Terry was?
Yeah. Again, never even got a scene with Terry getting confronted about the whole lying hope thing, but that is us done, guys, with this Q&A. We'll be back very soon with more epic content. It was a long one. Yeah, it was a long one, guys, over an hour, so thank you for all your comments, thank you for everything. We're going to be back. Some more fairy fids we need to cover for Season 5, and then we're going to have the big fids where we rank all the episodes, we rank all the deaths, and then the major one where we rank all the characters from Season 5. That is going to take a long, long time, but we'll do it. And then after that, we're going to have like the basically full show ratings where we'll rank all the characters from the entire show from Season 1 through to 5. And I mean, we could be looking at maybe a 2, 3, 4 hour long video with that one. So yeah, lots of fids to come. Obviously, they're not going to be out straight away. Those fids are going to take more time. So I mean, we could be... Well, don't worry, we'll be making Mayan fids at least up till the end of the year. You've got our word on that. We're not going to go anywhere. Of course, the volume that we put out will get lower because we're getting away from the show, but we're going to have to do the more important feds, you know, the longer feds where we actually break down the entire show, and that's just going to take time. So yeah, guys, we'll catch you in the future. But like I said, for the next like week or two, we're still going to be discussing a lot of minds. There's a lot of thoughts and theories that we want to address from the finale. So there's going to be a lot of fids coming over the next couple of weeks. But like I said, there's going to be big fids as well coming out towards the end of the year. So lots of Mayan content coming. Of course, got the Sons of Anarchy reviews. We're currently approaching the end of Season 3. You can tune into them every Monday and Tuesday night. They premiere, so make sure to check them out on Morrow Mondays and Taylor Tuesdays. And of course, there's some other stuff on the channel like Soprano reviews. Dexter's going to be starting soon. And yeah, any new TV shows that we cover. We just finished up on The Walking Dead Dead City, and I think there's a couple more Walking Dead spin-offs coming out. I mean, they aren't great, but you know what? We're willing to give anything a go. We'll try anything once. And that's pretty much it, guys. Until next time. What I won't try again, though, is another Elgin James show, because this one I think was bad enough. But that's it. We'll catch you in the next one. Till then, peace.